Hello, welcome to Skye Sweaty Record Review, episode 64. It's the only new music review show hosted by a French professor immediately after getting off the elliptical. So, today I'm going to be reviewing somebody called Dodie, D-O-D-D-I-E. Never heard of her before, and I'm going to do something new. At the end of this episode, I'm going to record a message to the artist. Every once in a while, an artist watches my stuff. I can't predict who, Sometimes people I'd never heard of don't watch it, and then, the Chainsmokers do. So what do I know? So I'm just going to try that at the end. So in case that entices you to stay past the 2 minutes and 4 seconds that most people watch my videos, then do. If not, enjoy this intro. So Dodie, apparently, I just looked this up briefly, is a YouTube star. She's from England, which you can tell from her accent on the singing. But she's like a huge YouTube star, like millions and millions and millions of subscribers and views, And part of the show is me trying to understand, the youth and where music comes from and the new sources. And to not just immediately discredit whatever comes out that's new. I mean, my favorite artist of this decade is a Belgian guy named Stromae, and he basically came up through YouTube as well. So it's not like it's impossible, but I realize there's a part of me that's really jealous. You see, when I was 16 years old, my band and I, the only way you could get heard was by making a demo tape, okay? This cost us $2,000 to make, all right? It's 4 songs from the 90s. I was the drummer. I screwed up the whole thing. I'm drumming way too fast. It sounds like I was on amphetamines. I wasn't. We had to have it go to the tape place. We had to get it mastered. And we had to go to a studio. And we had to do all this stuff. And what did it lead to? Nothing. Nothing. 1 gig at the Middle East in Central Square, which was great. Highlighted my musical life. So, old folks or middle-aged folks like me, when we hear about some 20-year-old British girl who has a ukulele and has 7 million viewers, it's hard not to get jealous. But jealousy is a very useless sin. So let's just put that aside. When I read that she was famous for ukulele, I thought, YouTube plus ukulele. I had all these preconceptions in my head, like a YouTube star that's a female who plays ukulele. I was thinking, okay, ukulele is the easiest instrument. She's probably minimally talented, kind of quirky, sort of cute, video vlogging, whatever that is. I just kind of pictured it as just this is not going to be good. This cannot lead to good music. I was wrong. It does lead to good music. So I'm going to take you track by track. It's like a 20-minute album. It's another EP. I believe we have to just get ready for the fact that we lived in a musical environment that was based on singles, and then in the 60s it became based on albums, and then in the MP3s it went back to singles. I think we're just in the EP era. I think short albums released at quick intervals is the new way that musicians are going to be releasing music. And I'm not just saying that because Kanye did it, but partly. Okay, so let's go through this. The album is called Human. And I believe the theme of the entire album is about her humanity. It's about feeling lovable and searching for love, while also struggling with the love that she receives as a YouTube star. It's like, how can you be human just being a 20-something girl who, wants love and care, and then who gets it from, millions of strangers, okay? And I know it's easy to kind of dismiss this, but it gets really serious at the end, and I'll get to that soon. So it starts off with a track called Arms Unfolding, which is a really nice track. It's got a drone underneath it, just like or ah, and then she sings very crisply over it. And it's a song about trying to rebuild love, about falling out of love with somebody and sort of unfolding the arms to accept them back. I love listening to music that approaches a topic I don't think about a lot and does it in a new and interesting way. I don't think about recapturing old love with somebody that you're with in music, and she does it quite well. The next track is Skye's Stamp, my track of the album. I'll include a link to it in the description, and that's called Monster. And that's just this really nice song. It's way more produced than most of the album. It's got kind of like a electronic sound, very little acoustic music. Has sort of a reggae dance hall beat, and it's weird because at times it feels sort of cheesy. Like one of the lines that she repeats over and over again is, "We don't eat our words, they don't taste good," which is a tendency that she maybe gets to be a little bit too quirky, a little bit too cute, which I think might be a result of the positive reinforcement that I imagine that gets from her YouTube followers. But the track itself is very catchy. It's well written. It seems to be a continuation of the first track. Like it's about sort of falling out of love and feeling that the person who you're with is like a monster and not somebody that you care about. It uses a speak and spell. And goddamn it, ever since I was a kid, I've always thought that speak and spells should be used way more than they are in music. You know, M, O, N. You know, like those little words, that little toy. And so she uses it quite well in this song. I can't tell what she's doing and what her producers are doing. I assume that she's writing everything and that she's playing most of it, but I don't know. If there's any Dodie fans, please correct me or let me know. Then things take a little bit of a dip. There's a track called Not What I Meant, which is a duet with somebody, and my immediate reaction is, do not like. No. It feels like a superfluous duet. He's not doing anything that she's not doing. He's echoing her words. He's staying in essentially the same register. I could be entirely wrong. But my take on this, based on my passing knowledge of YouTube culture, is that the person who she's singing with is a star in his own right. And that this is a collab. Although if you call someone a collab in France, it means you collaborated with the Nazis. So I try not to use that term. But it's a collaboration between two different artists, and I get your fans and you get my fans. Okay, but it doesn't make the song better. The song itself is not terrible, but I find his singing to be too much. It seems to be, again, another song about feeling like a mess who's loved, which is the basic theme I see in most YouTube, like prominent YouTubers, you know, like Lindsay Ellis has an amazing essay about authenticity in YouTube, and you get the sense that she's just miserable, even though she's so loved and appreciated. And same thing with ContraPoints. You get the sense that she's miserable despite being loved. That's a really interesting theme. I think it needs to be developed more, and will be got to at the very last track. The next track is called Human, which is another duet, but it's less annoying. I don't know, it's less obtrusive. The male voice is a little bit more in the background. The chorus is got this really nice, like, minor key, like, slight descending notes. It's actually a nice song, and it goes well with Monster and the whole theme of the whole album, what is human, what is not. Then comes the song Her, which I hate. I hate this song. I hate it. If this was the first song on the album, I wouldn't have reviewed it. Ugh. It's like this song that's like, it's almost like about how taboo it would be for her to be attracted to a woman, but it's like, that's not, I mean, I'm the old guy, but I know that's not taboo anymore. You can definitely be attracted to a woman. And then the way that she writes about it is kind of creeper. It's like, you know, is it okay that I look at her like that? But she's so beautiful to look at, that just those words in a man's voice would just be gross. And like he puts her up on this, she puts her up on this pedestal and says that she smells like lilacs in sleep or something and tastes like apple juice. Just, ugh. No, I do not like this. I feel this is the bad side of that kind of YouTube energy. That she's sort of making a song that actually breaks with the authenticity of the rest of it. It doesn't fit in the rest of the themes that are in the album. It doesn't feel about loved or being loved. It seems like, hey, there's a pretty girl. What if I made a song about it? That would be risque. The next track, fortunately, is quite good. The rest of the album's good, in fact. If I'm being honest, and this is a song about like flirting and wanting to be loved. Again, that there's a real human being trapped in the YouTuber, and this real human being is kind of unlovable in her own eyes. And, you know, she asks, can you love this? Actually kind of reminds me of sort of like Fiona Apple in a way, in a good way. Fun fact, Fiona Apple and I were born on the exact same day in the same year. Don't know. I'll talk about that when she releases an album, hopefully soon. This song, if I'm being honest, goes close to too much production. A little bit too much production with strings. And it goes right to the edge of just like, turn it off, but then it scales back, which is quite nice. And then it ends with the song Burned Out. And this is a very nicely constructed, quiet song. It allows the whole EP to sort of start quiet, end quiet with a nice middle. It feels unified. And when I first listened to it, I thought, oh, this is a song about suicide. Because she says, this is a cry for help. I'm not joking. I might leave soon. And I thought, where the hell did this come from? She doesn't seem suicidal. I mean, maybe sad. But then I actually went and read the lyrics and realized this is about being a YouTube star. It's about feeling loved and not knowing why you're loved, or knowing that the people who love you actually want something from you. Again, I think of some great videos on the subject by Contra or by any of the great YouTubers. And I think that we need sympathy. I think we need love and care for YouTube stars. I mean, even PewDiePie, who my kids have somehow just discovered. Ugh, goddamn. Anyways, even PewDiePie, who I don't like for many reasons, mostly the racism stuff. But on a human level, this desire for content and just wringing everything out of these YouTube stars, desiring everything of them, of course it's going to leave them a husk. Of course it's going to leave them oppressed. Of course it's going to lead them to perhaps do crazy dumb things and not be human. I mean, is Logan Paul a human being? I don't think so. I don't even think it's necessarily his fault. I think we're all participating in his dehumanization. So in this song, she ends it with, don't build hope on something broken. I am not a cartoon. This is a cry for help. I'm not joking. I might just leave soon. Saying she might leave YouTube. And as promised, I have a message to the artist. Leave YouTube. It doesn't matter. You're not a content creator. You are an artist. If you leave YouTube, it doesn't matter, okay? You'll get less fans. The people who love you will be disappointed. They'll find somebody else. But the thing that you do that's really special is you make good music. You are not a content creator. You are an artist. So just take pleasure in that. And if you lose subs and you lose followers and all that, who cares? You make good music. Very few people can do that. Okay, that was arrogant, weird, condescending. Hey, the trifecta. All right, until the next episode, again, I'm going back to work on Monday, so there'll probably be less episodes. This has been a very busy month, a very good month, and so to the statistically 30 to 50 of you who will be watching this, there's the camera. Where is it? There it is.